Hello, everybody. Welcome to Animal Audit Corner. You can tell I'm in my kitchen today like I was yesterday. And guess what, everybody? We're going to make crepe Suzettes today. And of course, you know my beginning. You got all your aids from the MJR Aftermath Foundation and the SPTV Foundation. You got your roof over your head, you got clothes on your back, you got your car, which is a basis for survival. And also the basis of survival, which maybe some of you didn't get before, was food. Some of you got little of it, and some of you didn't get any. But with Scientology, I know you got your beans and rice, and that's all they've been giving you. It's not very healthy. Although I do eat beans and rice, but however, I also balance. Scientology does not balance. Either they starve you or they give you that for a form of punishment. But we're not going to do it here. Aftermath Foundation's not going to do it here, or the SBTV, or the advocates, and those who came out of Scientology and wants to help you. So, and guess what? Cooking and eating is one of the bases of survival. You need to eat to survive, and as you can tell, it's like a car getting a gallon of gasoline to order to run. That's what food does. It gives you the energy throughout your everyday life. All right. Okay, now, today, guess what, everybody? We are going to make crepe Suzette for Sunday brunch. And brunch falls between brunch and lunch, which is the reason they got that name, because it's between the morning of 6 or 7 o'clock until either 1 or 2 is where they got their fancy term for brunch, because it runs between those 2 hours. So that's why they call it brunch. Okay, now grab my frying pan. Okay. All right. All righty. Today I had one crazy day. I had to rearrange my schedule and rearrange your schedule. I'm sorry about that. My family wanted to shop early in the morning, so I had to rearrange my schedule. And I know you don't want to hear it, but I had to let it out. And of course, let's get down to work. First, I'm gonna need my spatula. Okay, there's my spatula. Whew. All right, everyone. Okay. All right. First, to make crepes, You're going to need 2 1/3 cups of flour. That's not 1/3. All righty. All right, there's that 2 cups, and now the 1/3. Yep, there it is. All right, there we go. This over there. All right. Then we're going to put this away so there can be more room for everything else, because I got a very small area and it's attached. So I'm going to put this in away. All right. I'm going to get out last week's scorn that was in my freezer. Get it out so it can unthaw a bit. And I'm going to actually put it in the oven later. I'm going to take care of that after I take care of the crepe Suzette. All right. All right, everybody. Sorry about the dead air. You won't get it in the rest of the video, period. Okay, you got your 2.5 cups of, no, 2 1/3. 1/3 cup of flour. 1/2 cup cornstarch. You know what? Let me see if I can get my other one. Yeah, this is a little bit more easier to stick in instead of this. So it's a little bit too. So we're going to put in the 1/2 cup cornstarch. There's your 1/2 cup of cornstarch. All right. And now we're going to mix these all together. But if you have a sifter or a regular colander that you use to drain out the other foods, you can put those in and sift it together and you'll get everything mixed in. But if you don't have that or a stiffer, just blend it around like this. I'm sorry that I came on late because my family wanted to do everything early, and I'm like, okay, I'll rearrange my schedule. Then I had problems with my laptop because it's very old. So, and it wouldn't put it, I had trouble rescheduling it, and then it was a hectic morning. So, okay. So now I'm on. Sorry, I said I was going to be on 1:15. I'm sorry I was late. All right, so, and the creators, the coaches said, don't make any announcements like that, personal announcements like that, but you know what, sorry. So, okay, you mix it all around. You put 3 cups of sugar. Might have to fill this up again, so we'll get the cup. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get more sugar from the cabinet, and I have to get my chair to do it. All right. All right. Now, I'm gonna grab some sugar out of this and put it in. 3 1/3 cup, 1/3 cup of sugar. 1. 2. 3. All right. And now the 1/3. There. Oh, that's the 1/4. Well, if it happens and you made a error, it's not going to be a big deal. All right. Now I'm going to pour the rest. Yeah, I hope not all of it done. All righty. All righty. So put the rest in here. Now this is the natural sugar. Now it's not like the other brown sugar. This came directly from the sugar fields, and you know we get sugar cane. It normally comes out brown as you see. Now, usually they take sugar and dye it into bleach. It's like a food bleach, but still not good for you. And according to John Paul, guess what? He is back on Wednesdays at 8 o'clock. This is Eastern time, and or everywhere, whatever. But he is back. So get in touch with, go into his live stream at promptly 8 o'clock. That's Poe on the Go. Directly from John Poe. Oh gosh, I promise you dead air, and I'm giving you dead air. Okay. According to John Poe, they put all these harmful chemicals in food. And in other countries, if anything is harmful to any kinds of food, they boycott it. There's no way they want any kind of harsh chemicals in their food. Here, they don't do that. They go by them being paid to actually get all these things into our foods. And the rules are they're not supposed to put certain chemicals in food or go around the law to put stuff in food. And they do it anyway. So this one is not bleached. The flour I used is not bleached. Of course, I got store brand unbleached flour. Okay, now we're gonna stir this around. And guess what? Yesterday, Jenna found Shelly. Now she went to I think she might have went to see her. She had an appointment to get something done. I don't know. No, done. Meaning, I don't mean plastic surgery, whatever it was. She set up an appointment, did it, and she was going around town. So she was found doing that. So completely disappearing, she did, but she was found anyway. The LAPD found her, even though Leah Remedy reported her missing. They wouldn't even give her information about it. And according to the Freedom of Information Act, if you want to know what a loved one is doing or a friend's doing, or you reported it without any kind of reason, they're supposed to give it to you. Now, I don't know if they do it in every state or they just do it there. But guess what? In the past, when I wanted to find out something, I did. I got it. But the guy I was looking up did a lot of rotten things, but he said it wasn't anything for me to worry about. But I don't know if it's minor or... So he gave me that information. Yeah, I had a crazy guy upstairs in my apartment before. I keep telling my brother and my sister-in-law, that guy is crazy, get rid of him. They wouldn't do it. But one day my brother says, okay, fine. If you can find somebody else to replace him, go ahead. I did. They didn't think I was going to do it. And they say, okay, Nisa, forget. So it was crazy. But he went around the neighborhood stealing other people's water. He tried to blast me out of my apartment. And when he left, he used me as an excuse. And every time I'm right about something, he says, oh, we're sitting down and talking. But when it's him, he starts making demands. Families, I'm telling you, some of them are crazy. Am I from a dysfunctional family? Yes. Are we crazy? A little bit. Since we have a history of mental illness. My father was bipolar. I have bipolar. My mother, schizophrenic, surfaced later on in life. It was... And then she had dementia. And we had to put her in the nursing home because she keeps getting away. Me, I didn't have the young energy as I used to. Well, I still did, but when I wasn't around, she took off. And then I went back home. She was outside. And then one day she got out, and a police officer got on the phone saying, don't worry, we're bringing her home. And I wasn't aware that she was gone. I was in bed. It was about 6 in the morning. So, yeah, crazy things happen like that. But we're not that bad. We're still nice people. We're just not perfect. All right, so we stir this around. This is what it's going to look like. But if there's a lot left over, save it for another time. Of course, I got a lot here. All right. Now we're going to put 2.5 cups, no, 2 1/4 cup of soy milk. So let me grab. Okay. Here's the first cup. Hopefully it'll turn out right. And then another cup. Stick it in. All right. Stir this around. Now, it's working out perfect. I'm going to put this away. Oh, we're going to stick this back in. Let me think. All right, Shelly was found, according to Jenna. She was running all her appointments, one of them anyway. And then she was running her she was found out and about. So, of course, yesterday, since we didn't have any cameras and our technology wasn't as good, no one would ever know that they actually disappeared. That was in the 80s and 70s. But into the 90s, it started to shift a little. But things didn't totally take any changes until 2000. Now, as I mentioned before, in the mob videos, in the Philadelphia luncheonette, Joey Shinglini got shot. Now, the FBI was there watching, and when that happened, he rushed to the scene, called all the emergency units. Then he showed up at the scene, and he asked them who did it. He gave the sound of a murder. That means code of silence. Of course, according to Dominic Sicali, Ormet is gone. New day, new age. Quote from Dominic Sicali, former captain of, I think it's the Genovese family or somewhere, yeah, from, I think it's either the Genovese family or the band. Yeah, I think it's the Genovese family. Okay, or was it? Yeah, I don't want to give you guys any misinformation. Or the Bonanno family, that's it. Okay, yes, he was a former captain in the mafia. Now, but he left, washed his hands of it, and continued on with his civilian life. But guess what? He's running for office, and I'm keeping my fingers crossed that maybe the corruption will be gone, maybe it won't. Now, okay, and let's see. Now, it's going to start off looking like a cake batter. All right, then, let's clean this up. I should just get an overhead to film it, but I don't have it, so I have to go with what I have. Okay. Boy, what a crazy morning I'm having. All righty. All right. Yeah. And of course, to leave it off, pick up where I left off. Of course, he was shot. Now, the footage ended up blurry. But guess what? They had sophisticated edits and they had a new equipment to find out who it was really was. And it was on Reddit, online. Now, the people that did it was, of course, from a previous story I did about Scientology versus the mafia. The new equipment picked up 3 guys. One of them, believe it or not, was Joey Cinglini's younger brother. Yeah, that's right. Sometimes families get on each other's case like that. And in this case, Stanfa made Joey an underboss, and Joey Melino didn't particularly go for that. And of course, neither did his brother, Michael. So they went in there, shot him. It was Joey Melino, Michael, his brother, Cinglini, and Stephen Mazzoni. It's all online, on Reddit. If they don't believe me, well, hey, I don't know what to tell them. All right, it's starting to stick. So, yeah. Ormenta Nagon, according to Dominic Sicali, the former member of the Bonanno family, or is it the Genovese family? I can't give you misinformation. So, yes, he was a former captain of the mob. So, and that's what he said. All right, and then we're going to add 1 cup and 1/4 of water. Now we're going to see if it will end up being like soup, because that's the way it's supposed to be. All righty. All right. And then later we're going to put the scone in the oven after I'm done with this. It looks like it's going to turn into a liquid form. Now make sure it turns into a liquid form. But don't make it like too soupy, or else it's not going to do anything. But it has to be a little soupy. Now it's going to start off looking like a cake batter, and then it's going to end up looking like it's alrighty. Now, if I don't make the whole thing, actually I better, because guess what? There's no room in my refrigerator, because guess what? I did all my shopping earlier. So there's no room there. So we're going to stir it up. It's going to be a soupy form. Maybe I'll add 1/4 of it too. And that would be 2 ounces. 1/4 is 2 ounces. All right. So put a little in there. All right. So there it is. Now should I use the bigger pan? Yeah, let me use the bigger pan. Yeah, I didn't put my dishes back. Usually I don't do it till night. So, all right. Now, ooh, darn it. All right. Okay. All right. And let's see. What else is there? Okay. Oh, let me think. And Risa's doing pretty good. And she's not complaining about her life. After Scientology, she is doing great. This is according to her. But she did before what she didn't do. And she's doing now what she didn't before because she was in Scientology. She's going to the doctors. And she seems like she's doing great now. And she says she has no real health problems. All right. So guess what? We're all set to form our pancake or crepe. All right. Now, it's not like a regular pancake where it's thick. This is going to be thin, hopefully, if I get hold of it. All right. Now, all righty. All right. Okay, so I think we're going to use that. I think we'll use the half cup to actually. No, we're going to use the 1/3 cup to scoop it up, place it in there. Of course, we need something in there in order for our crepe not to stick. Okay, now usually if it's sweet, I throw it in the freezer and wait till the weekend it comes because guess what? Too much sweets, no good. So during the week, I eat healthier. I eat fruit in the morning, and if I get a little hungry, guess what? I grab a little bit of sandwich or maybe yogurt. All right. Okay, so, got to put the stuff in so it wouldn't stick. All right, so we're gonna put we're gonna put it on medium heat, but usually it has to be on a low temperature for crepes to actually cook because it's a lot thinner consistency. But yeah, I'm putting it on high, well, somewhat high. Somewhere in the middle between low and medium. That's where I'm gonna have it. So we're gonna put 1 tablespoon of oil so it doesn't stick to the pan. Yeah, usually I throw in the freezer, and if I don't eat it, either I give it to one of the kids in the neighborhood or college kids in the neighborhood, or I give it to my family if I don't want it. Okay, we stick it in there. All right. Yeah. Okay. Ooh. Darn it. All right. All right. I guess I'll just use this. All right. So I'll just keep it just in here just in case. So here it is, soupy. All right. Hopefully it's not too sweet. If it's sweet, then. All right. Now, next week, I'm going to make steak. And it's not an ordinary steak. It's made from portobello. Tune in next week to see what it looks like. So then, mix it up. All right, now, okay, it's a little warm. Maybe I'll just put it on the medium heat until it heats up. I'm going to leave this in here for now just in case. Yeah, I had to mix it again because there was sugar sitting in the bottom. Okay. I needed my dose of caffeine. I did not have my morning coffee. I felt like real grouchy. Okay. All righty. All right. Oh, I promise you no dead air, and I'm giving you dead air. All right. I'm going to wait till this warms up, and then I'm going to turn it down. Yeah, sorry about the dead air. Let's see, what other stories are there that I could tell you about? Yeah, I think maybe you had enough of yesterday's story. And of course, let me know what you think about that situation. Put the comments down below. In case you haven't caught this video, on my last video, yesterday, I got a look on the SP directory. And some of these videos did not have any Scientology or any other content about a cult. They did not put much effort into it. All I saw were dogs. Okay, I love them, and they looked like they're great dogs. But they also turned it into a dog and pony show, and guess what? Everybody in the animal rights activist community is against that. So, that's all they showed, and they only mentioned it once, and they weren't anywhere near the blue building. All the lady said was, we're going to be down at the blue building. That's all she said. Of course, she didn't bring us down there on her content. So, they didn't put much effort into it. It's in Phoenix. Go to Phoenix, Arizona, Phoenix. Go to Phoenix. It's in Phoenix. Yeah. Oh, yeah, here it is. Yeah, Phoenix. And the other one had no content whatsoever. But some of them did have subject of Scientology. But it was last year. She didn't update it, or he or she didn't update it. And of course, let's see. More fun than sitting at home. Talked about more about travel. No Scientology content. It had nothing to do with the subject of Scientology or other cults. And one, I forget her name. I think it was that channel. Yeah. One of them only had an interview with Natalie, but didn't do any other content on Scientology or other cults. So these people are on the directory and did not put any effort into their video, or it had nothing to do with Scientology or any other cult in America. So that was just a waste. Okay. All right, it's ready. All right. So tell me what you think about it down below. Of course. Yeah, I'm a Gemini, and Gemini has a tendency to hang on to every single thing. Okay. All right. Now we're gonna take a quick Suzette. Now it's all brown because it's not bleached. That's what you expect if nothing you bought is bleached. It's gonna end up all brown. If you want the white stuff, okay, well, there's nothing I can do about it because they're bleached. All right, so we're gonna take this. Okay, we're gonna swirl it around the pan. Okay. Alrighty. And it's going to be thin because it's made to roll. All right. Now, I said I was going to grab out. This is the 1/4. So, all right, here it goes. It's bubbling up. All right. I accidentally grabbed the 1/4 instead of the 1/2. Now, it has to have a thin consistency in order for it to actually roll up. All right, and now during the week, I don't eat stuff like this, but during the week, I'm doing my stories about all my characters in the SPTV channel and all the advocates in my SPTV channel, and I do other stories too. I'm not a journalist. I'm not claiming to be one. I'm trying to have a variety to not make me look like a journalist, but a host of a show. Because I am not a journalist. I'm an actress by trade. And of course, you know, I'm getting older. And yeah, I did sort of got tired of auditioning. So I decided to actually come up with my own show on YouTube. I just wasn't sure. I came up with the idea of the show because I want to put an end to abusive practices in these cults or shut them down altogether. Now, I'm going to use this. Said it was. Now, my sister-in-law is good at actually flipping it over. She's originally from Belgium, and France, and possibly Canada. They know how to work with it. It's guaranteed to be authentic. I'm not authentic. Okay. All right. All right. It has to cook a little more. Alrighty. Yeah, this is the smaller version, but I'll manage to try and use the 1/2 cup this time. All right. All right. And yeah, they make it a lot in France, though, as you can tell. And there's one video in, I think it's German or Swedish. They had it in another language. I think it might have been German. And it was on Aaron's blowing up in Scientology's channel. Oh, okay, flip it over. Then we got it. It's a little oily, but yeah, at the same time, you don't want it to stick, but it is a little oily, so I'll pat it down with paper towel. Okay. So it flipped over totally, so I'm good. It actually flipped over. Didn't mess up. Okay. All right, and what other stories are there? Now, let me think. Tori Crispin went on yesterday, and of course, Tom Cruise's sister Leanne was seen walking down the street, and Aaron told her to let everybody know the aftermath. The SPTV Foundation is there for her. Oh, excuse me, I gotta go blow my nose. Alrighty. There. Now, I know I'm the only one in this house and nobody's coming, but I'm going to use sanitizer so I don't dirty up my food. Okay. But guess what? In other magazines, I did at one time saw crepe Suzette wrapped up in meat. Of course, I don't eat the meat. And other kinds of vegetables besides the fruit. Okay. All right, here we go. I'm going to actually pat it down because it's so oily. Yeah, you probably don't want to do that, but how does it taste? Let me see here. It's not bad, but it is a little sugary. So just put about, let's see. Yeah, put in about, yeah, it is a little sugary, so just put the 2 cups in and be over with. Okay. Reason why I did that is because I don't want to be sued. It's a copyright reason that I did it. It's a little sugary, but if you want it that way, that's fine. Put the other 1/3 in. All right. Okay. Now we're going to swirl it around. Now we're going to take the half cup. Now we're going to swirl it around. Of course, if you have a cooking spray, use that. Okay, oh my gosh, it's so sugary. Yeah. All right, so there it is. Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm starting to trying to add a workout plan to actually work out during the week. I got stuck doing my work for you guys. And of course, I did it about twice. I'm going to do it a little bit more somehow. But yeah, get rid of the belly. Now, this has to be a thin consistency so it's easy to roll up. But it is a little bit too sugary. But you know what? It says 3 cups of sugar, but put in 2 cups instead. Because it might be a little too sugary. But I put the 3 cups in because I didn't want to actually violate anyone's copyright. So I put in an extra cup. But yeah, if you like the sugary taste, fine. But me, I don't. It's too rich for my taste. Okay, there we go. It is thin consistency. So after I'm done with try to be done with the whole bowl, I'm going to put fruit in it. I'm only going to use one because I thought it was too sugary for my taste, and it looks like I'm going to give it to the college kids next door because I don't want it. So I'm just going to do it all up. How long is it going to take? You know what? I don't even know. And yeah, it is a little bit too much sugar, I can admit it. But if you like it, if you like the taste, well, by all means. Otherwise, try either a 1.5 cups or 2 cups. I'm sorry I'm being very vague with you, but okay. All right. I know probably I'm supposed to know it off the bat, but I didn't do any of this ahead of time because I'm too anxious and decide to go out on a whim. If you do that, then you're taking your chances that you might make a mistake. In this case, I might have, because this is too much sugar for my taste anyway. I don't know what your taste is. All right. And let me think here. What else is there? All right. Listen, everybody. Go on my Facebook page if you're an animal rights activist in the Ohio or Cleveland, Ohio area. Go to my Facebook page and put a statement. And if you want to protest with me, then it's going to have my email there. Go to that. Or go to my email requesting it. I will protest under a animal rights activist platform, but I will bring up the other topics as well. Now, tomorrow, I got a great show for everybody, including the animal rights activists. I'm going to tell you how the Blue Building is caring for their dogs. Tune into that one. Stream on that one. Yeah, I'm not going to keep it. I'm going to give it to the guys next door. And if they like the sweetness taste, that'd be great. But I'm only going to eat one. Too sweet for my taste. But if you like it, by all means. Okay. Yeah. I'm not frugal like Jenna or Sam is. So that's it. I just do it on the whim. And this is the way I'm me contributing to everybody in the former cult or Scientology world. I just wanted to contribute. And plus, guess what? My mother used to always do all this same thing I'm doing, everything on a whim. And for her, it worked. She is just she was creative. I thought she was crazy doing that. And I told her that, but now I realize that she was being creative. Yeah, include me, because I was creative my entire life. I'm also an artist by trade besides being an actor. I also paint. So I'm going to try and stick that on there. So, okay. Yeah, I don't want it to be a little oily, but it's in there. But yeah, if you can't stand the sugar, put about 1 cup. That's what I'm going to do. Put anywhere between 1 or 2 cups. Forget the 1/3, because it would probably be too much. Anywhere between 1 cup or 2 cups. I'm going to put in 1 cup from now on because I don't like the sugary taste. But if you like it, by all means, put in the 2 cups and 1/3. It's not so great when it's too sugary. It loses its flavor. And is this authentic? I don't think so, because yeah. All right. Now let's see what else is there. Now I'm gonna see if I can. It's not ready yet. It looks like I have to. Yeah, I'm gonna turn it on a little bit high. Yep, it's a brown consistency. Now, as soon as you put it in, you have to swirl it around to make it thin. All right, and let's see, what else is there? Yeah, make sure you stream my channel tomorrow at 4:30. I'm gonna have that store for you tomorrow. It's gonna be a great one. And let me see, what else is there? And Darth Beaver. Now, it was he does great Scientology contact video in Columbus, Ohio. Okay, and there's he puts so much effort into his video. It's great. And of course, at one day, he got his car wrecked from one of the Scientologists, or 2 guys. Now, I think they're probably OSA, because you know how they are. Either that, it's one of the private investigators. And I guess some of them actually break the law, because I didn't know that before. All right. Looks like I'm only going to have one to give the rest of the kids next door. After I cool it off, I'm going to go to the guys next door and say, hey, guys, you want this? It's a little too sugary for my taste. And I don't want a whole lot of sugar, so I'm just going to hand it over to them. Yeah. Let's see what else is there. Now, how long am I going to be on today? I don't know. Probably for another hour. I mean, I hope it's just another hour. If not, I'm going to turn it into regular pancakes because I don't want to be here too long, and I don't want you guys being bored either. And I'm trying to not make this into a dull video either. So let me see. Now do everything I do work out? Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But you know what? You take your chances if you're doing it on a whim. And half the time it works, half the time it doesn't. But guess what? The day I did my French toast, found out it did fall apart, but I was lucky it stayed together. But I decided to actually toast it first before dipping it into the plate with milk, and then stick it in the pan. And it worked like a charm. So make sure you toast it up first before doing that. It's in, which video is that in? Oh boy. Okay. Okay. Now, I'm trying to figure out if I should make chocolate French toast next week, but it's still French toast and I did it. Only difference is I did not put chocolate in there. So if you want chocolate, then maybe I'll do it for you. I'm going to make other stuff too. So it's day of brunch. So as you know, oh, it's brown. Ah! Okay. And then flip it over. All right, there it is. Okay. Yeah, I'm only going to eat one. That's it. And then I'm going to give the rest to the little boys next door. Yeah, to me, they're little because they're old enough to be my own kids. So, yeah. And let's see. I'm not going to get you to be bored, but let's see. And I am working on getting a guest on the show. I did reach out to Miss Kim. She hasn't gotten back to me yet. She said call first, but it's so long distance, so I just decided to text her instead. So I texted her. I sent her my the date when she wants to come on. So, and Club Brain Frog doesn't want to do it, but all right, this is ready. All right, it's a little oily, but all right, I'm not going to put any other oil in there, so let me pack this up. This is not authentic. And guess what? I'm not authentic. I'm not French. And I did it up a little more. Okay. All right, so I'm not going to put any more oil in there. It's greasy enough. And this is what it looks like, and hopefully it won't spill onto the internet. All right. I'm going to turn it down to the lowest heat. All right. Yeah, I'm just going to hand these over to the kids. Yeah, it's sizzling. So, all righty. Now, are they going to finish it? You know what? I don't even know. So, all right. So I did turn it down. Yeah. For me, I'm only going to put 1 cup from now on. I am not going to put all the sugar in there, but want to? By all means, go ahead. And yeah, too much sugar, no good. It'll ruin the taste and your blood sugar will spike. But see a doctor first before doing anything. I'm not a doctor. I can't tell you that. Or if you're diabetic and want to use an artificial sweetener, go right ahead. Go ahead and do it. But I would only put, for that, I would only probably put maybe between half and 1 cup of sugar. Alrighty. Is it brown enough? No, not yet. Yeah. I'm probably not going to eat it after all, but if you're going to eat it, go right ahead. But me, I'm giving it to the kids next door. It's still thin. Maybe I'll add it in a little more. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to put any more oil in it. But usually you can't actually throw food away, but in this case I will. But yeah, use a cooking spray. Okay. Is this oily? Alrighty. Now I'm just only going to put a capful of oil. All right. Okay, there. All right, so I'm not going to put any more oil in there. I knew I said it before, but all right. Okay, let's see. What other topics are there? Now, if you didn't like the way I cook, I understand. But usually I can cook, but I did this on a whim. Plus, I had it on a little bit too high, so turn it down. But my other one turned out fine. Okay. Okay. I'm thinking what my mother would do if she saw this and decided to do it her own way. We'd be fighting about it now. But oh my gosh, it would have been so funny too. And growing up, at one time, I actually made lemon squares and apples at the same time. She took my lemon squares and stuck it in with the apples. It was hilarious. Oh boy. At the time we were fighting about it, I told her, Mom, I wasn't meant to put it in there. She goes, so what? It was so hilarious. I made it for Christmas. Of course, she had away and just put it in with the apples. It was hilarious. And all right. Okay. Then you take, all right, here we go. First of all, I'm going to put my phone aside there. Take another plate, or maybe a cutting board. Hold on. All right. All right, we're going to use I think we might be using 3 strawberries for this recipe. Okay. Then I'm going to have the rest for breakfast tomorrow. All right. And I'll probably do a little mix of a blueberry, but if you want to throw whipped cream on top, go ahead. Of course, I'm probably not going to suggest it for this one because it's a little sugary. So, okay. All righty. Okay. Take off the stems. And yeah, in the past, it was just so hilarious. Sometimes my mother would take my own recipes and just stuck them all together. And I'm like, Mom, I don't want to do it that way. And she thought, you know what? So what? I'm the mommy around here, not you. She says, oh, be quiet. It was so funny. Okay. So then, we'll take the strawberries, cut it up. Okay. I'm going to take more of the strawberries. Now, I am definitely planning on my shows. I am trying to get everybody from the SPTV and just okay. And then I'm going to stick a little blueberry in there and work it up. Oh, maybe I won't. I'll just eat the, oh, geez. Okay, let's see here. All right. Here's the strawberry. Let's see. Then you roll it up. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. It definitely turned into a hard shell. But this is what it's going to look like at the end. Yeah, it looks like if you put a little bit too much sugar, it'll turn into candy. But this is what mine looks like. I'm not going to throw it away. Now I'm going to make more of it. And if it goes on to 2 hours, I will cut it off. And the next time, I'm only going to put a cup in for me. All right. So, yeah. Me, I'm only putting 1 cup. If you want to put 1 cup too, by all means. It actually has to roll up. Did mine roll up completely? Oh no. Sam's probably say, don't tell them that. But yeah, I'm not frugal. I do these things on a whim. That's what my mom did. But her stuff turned out normal. Mine didn't. But it didn't stick out, but it fell out. All right. And let's see. Now, I didn't get any views on my Scientology versus the Mafia chant on one of my episodes. So go to the Scientology versus the Mafia. Now, I didn't know this at the time when Dominic Sicali said Omerta doesn't exist anymore, so I didn't put that in there, of course. Maybe in the future I'll redo it. But however, for now, if you have any questions, go on to Scientology versus the Mafia, and then have all the information in there. And if having any questions, Dominic Sicali, Michael Franzese, of course, something happened. Either I forgot to put his name in, or I accidentally out. But yeah, but it is on the information below. And of course, Jeff Nuder's not going to do too many contacts on Mob anymore. He just lost interest. But Scott Bernstein definitely is going to do it. But I highly recommend going to Dominic Sicali's video because he would answer any questions every single time. Michael does on occasion. He'll get on and answer any questions anyone wants to know. He has a day reserved for that. And he still has a good channel. It's called Michael Franzese. And it's great. So go to that episode. It's Scientology versus the Mafia. So go on to that, because I did that to set the story straight, because I'm not going to call anyone a liar. That's the last thing I did. But they did accidentally give people misinformation. Not on purpose, but they did. Okay. All right. Well, I guess the sugar is really sticking to it. So it looks like for now on, I'm going to put a cup and a half, or a cup. So I'm going to slowly peel it off of this. I think it might have turned into candy. Okay, let's see here. All right. I was going to do David Miscavige's Cruel Menu, which would usually be an animal rights activist channel. A topic for animal rights, such as PETA, Mercy for Animals. They would have platforms like that, not having carcasses for dinner. That would be the subject. Now, we're not trying to force anybody to do it. Do it on your own terms, or don't do it. I don't know. But that would be a topic. But if you're asking, why would anyone care what anyone eats? I would have asked. I would have said the same thing. Do I care what other people eat? Technically, no. But when it comes to animal rights activists and putting my animal rights activists for protests and giving out information out there, yes. Otherwise, yeah, I'm not going to care. But do I love animals? Yes. But it's not my job to actually tell people how to eat. Okay. All right, I did it. I actually peeled it off the pan. All right. Am I going to eat that? Yeah, because I can't throw it. Because if each and every time you throw away food, it'll damage the environment. So I'm going to try and be careful in the future, but at the same time, I will do it on the whim and then try it out or put less of whatever. Now, okay. If it goes past 2 hours, don't worry, I will cut it off completely. And let's see, what else is there? Yeah. I did not have, before doing that, after I did that video, Dominic Sicali mentioned there is no more omerta, but I had omerta on Scientology versus the Mafia. I had omerta there, but after that video, months after that video, Dominic Sicali said there is no more omerta. It's gone. But they might have placed it with something else. Of course, they probably say don't snitch. Still, you can't snitch. You snitch, that's it. It's the mine must just dig your own grave. But yeah, I don't know whether they had anything to place it with. All right, did it. All right. All right, it's a little greasy, so I don't think I'm going to put any more in there. Okay. All right. Now you have to make sure it's really thin. All right. Okay. Now, what else is there? My past videos. Let me think here. I don't want any dead air, and I definitely don't want you guys being bored. So let me see. Now, one of you said that I have a great show. Thank you for that, one person. And let me see. What else is there? Let's see. Okay. No dead air. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. Last weekend. Oh, what did Claire talk about last week? Oh, I'll bring it up again in the past. Oh, yeah, they talked about the billboards. They had every billboard in the corner. But guess what? Scientology whined about them saying that they were a cult which is true, but they decide to compromise with them. But you know what? Who are the hell are they kidding? They're a cult. Excuse, I said that on Sunday morning, but all right. Yeah. It is what it is. Don't sugarcoat it. You are a cult. But yeah, it's, I guess they didn't want any to have any fights, so they changed it a little bit to a control group, which they probably hate anyway, but you know, I am about it tough. But they have it all over the place. And of course, if you want to put a billboard above your place of business, contact the Michael J. Rinder Aftermath Foundation. Set something up, because guess what? If you got the money, that's great. But if you don't, it takes money to build something like that. And they do that through donations. So if you're interested in having the billboard and you got the money to do it, go right ahead. And what else is there? Okay. Let me think. Yeah, Scientology, and plus in the past, Scientology took down their billboard. They have violated their constitutional rights. That's against the law. So, yes, they took it upon themselves to take it down. Yeah. And plus, they have other civil rights issues that they have violated everybody's rights from keeping them from leaving and abusing them. Yes, they're violating their civil rights. So, okay. Yeah. Contact. I always tried to say his middle initials, but I'm a little slow at that. So, Michael J. Rinder Aftermath Foundation. Get in touch with them. Is Aaron going to do it in the future? I don't know. I can't be in his head. So, or you can ask him. Are they in competition? I hope not, because I think they'll both want the same thing. Oof. I might have accidentally burned my fingers. It's more like a pinch than a hurt. All right. Yeah, it has to cook up a little more. All right. And let's see. Okay. Fall is coming up, and I'll have treats for everybody. So, yeah. Let's see. I will be doing more content on seasonal recipes, including ones for Christmas. So it would almost be party season, even though we're still in summer. So in another month, we're going to start preparing for the holidays coming up. First up, Sabbath. Or originally it was called, I think it's Sabbath. Now on that day, the pagans in the past would worship the dead by celebrating their spirit. they would have stuff like sweets, cakes, candy, and they celebrate and remember it's the Day of the Dead. They worship them, they honor them, they honor their ancestors, and they honor the spirit. They don't really use it to actually scare people. That's not their intent. Their intent is to honor their families and the prominent members, good members, not evil ones. Wicca doesn't do it. Art of White Magic doesn't do it. But yeah, other people, yeah. They think they can harm people because they think they can. But the other half doesn't. So, and in the past, the church did make a thing about it. And they're making issues about the LGBTQ community, which probably not right either. I say be who you are. You do you. Of course, not everybody's going to understand where everybody's coming from. But you know what? Some of them might be vicious about it. Some of them would be okay, but still not good about it. Okay. Okay. Okay, let's see here. I'm going to turn it over, go to a stronger side. Okay, I think I found a way to do it. Yeah. Do it by rolling it and then turn it over. Yeah. Yeah, just put the 1 cup in there. It looks like it's going to turn into candy if you do that. So only put 1 cup in there. All right. Okay. Unroll this. Okay. All right. It did rip a little bit, but here we go. Second one turned out fine. This one made a little bit of a hole, but all right. Now, yes, I know I'm taking chances by doing this, but all right. Then let me try. Let's just make it a little thicker. Not big, still enough to roll. So let me see. Okay. All right. Yeah, let me put a little bit more on this time. Okay. All righty. Yeah, I'm having a tendency of making mine too thin. Yeah, just put 1 cup in. If you insist on having more sugar, then fine. Put the 2.5, 1/3 in. But yeah, I would, in the future, I would put 1 cup. Sorry if you feel differently about it, but that's what I do. But in the past, my mother was better at it than I was. Some people do it on a whim. Of course, I'm not frugal. So. All right. My sister-in-law was here. She'd be saying, "Why are you using our recipe?" No, I'm not, because it's a copyright issue is the reason why I'm doing this. But at the same time, I'm not doing it ahead of time, so I'm taking my chances. So, all right. Does it roll up? Let me see. No, it turned into candy, but yeah, only put 1 cup in the future, so it won't turn into candy. So, yep, it turned into candy. So yeah, when you do that, you take your chances. But you know what I did? Because I don't want to get sued. So then, all right, I might give it to the kids next door. But yeah, future, put in only 1 cup of sugar so it doesn't turn into candy. So yeah, I'm not frugal. No way. But I do cook. Some of the times I succeed and some of the times I don't. I succeed about 75% of the time. But should I do this ahead of time? I should, but I don't. But you take your chances. So only put in 1/3. Although, you know what? Turn it into a lollipop. Take a stick, put it in, turn it into a lollipop. But you know what? Yeah. Future, just put 1 cup. All right. This is what I experienced with this, but it still has my strawberries in there. Yeah. Only put in 1 cup because you don't want to run a risk of having it turn into candy. Yeah. It's going to be too crunchy and it's supposed to have like a soft texture. All righty. All right. Let's see here. All right. Let's see what else is there. Next week, please come back. And next week, Saturday, I'm going to make portobello steak. Now, are you going to tell the difference between the mushroom portobello and the regular steak? I don't know. But, okay. And next week, I'll be doing vegan eggs Benedict. I'm going to see what I can do. Yeah. I'm not going to use the actual recipe because that'll be infringing on somebody's copyright issues. So I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to have to readjust it. And yeah, mine is okay. For me, it'll work 75% of the time, 75 to 79%. But it'll still be okay. All right. All right. All right. All right. Now, I'm not trying to turn this into a comedy, But let's see here. Yeah. Now, should I do it next time? Again? Now, let's see here. Hey, let's see if we can try and turn it into a cake. All right, let's see here. All right. Get a cake pan. All right. I can find it. Okay, turn the rest into a cake. If I turn this into a comedy, I'm sorry ahead of time. All right, let's see here. All right, hopefully it'll stay. But we're going to take it and grease it up and see what I'll do. Now, I'll probably accidentally turn it into a comedy, but yeah, it's not well enough to actually be a crepe. How about I'll redo it again tomorrow, or next brunch, and only use the 1 cup. I'll do it again next weekend. Only difference is I'm also gonna cook something else in company of it. All right. All right. Oh, yeah. Now, we're going to swoosh it around. Let's see. Is it going to stay in there, or is it going to turn into a comedy? Let's see here. Yeah. If you do what I do, you're running the chances of maybe messing up, or maybe you won't, but let's see. 69% of the time, maybe. So, but usually it comes out okay. I do this because I don't want to get sued. There are copyrights, and I don't do it ahead of time. So, all right. Let's see. Is it gonna turn it into a comedy? Hold on. Okay. All right. Let's see. Okay. Any leaks? Oh, yeah, I just remembered. It's probably not going to turn into a cake form, so. So this is possibly 50%. Okay, so. All right. Or should I pour it back in and put more flour in? Let me do that. All right. So let's see here. I'm going to rinse this off. Oh, it did turn into a comedy. It leaked all over the place. All right. Okay. All right. Now, next week I'll tell you how it turned out. Let me clean this up. Yeah, a little bit got out. So clean this up. So I'm gonna put a flour in there to thicken it up, and then I'll do it over again. Only difference is next weekend I'm only gonna put 1 cup, and then I'm gonna make something else. I'm not just gonna make that one thing and make it the same thing. Okay. So. So I'm going to add It might end up being about, let's see here. All right, let's see here. All right. All right, we're gonna put in, let's see here. Yeah, if you do it without trying out in advance, then you're running the chances of possibly messing up. So let's see here. Is it gonna turn of teaspoons of baking powder? No, maybe, yeah, 2 teaspoons. Okay. All right. Maybe I'll put a half more. Hopefully it won't turn into bread. Oh, let me see. Or let me see here. All right. Yeah, this should be it. Nah, I'm not going to turn it into bread. All right. All right. Or maybe turn it into a chocolate cake form. Let's see here. Turn this off. Yeah, that should do it. Okay. All right. And then I'm going to put in a couple of teaspoons of baking powder. Yeah, it did. It turned into a little bit of a comedy, did it? And one of the content creators says bloopers actually draw in views. So let's see how it's going to turn out. So would it turn into a comedy? Let's see if it does. So far it did. Okay. 2 teaspoons. And then I'm going to possibly put in 1 teaspoon of baking soda. So let's see how it's going to turn out. Should I turn it into chocolate cake? All right. All right. It's in the cake form. And then we'll put it on 350, see if it works. And then I'll try it again next weekend. Only difference is I'm only going to put in 1 cup of sugar. No more than that, because of course it turned into cake. So if I make a mess or make a mistake, maybe it'll be a comedy. I'll go along with one of the coaches saying, that makes a video. Mistakes and blunders are videos. So let's see if it will. Actually, almost. Okay. All right. Now we're going to put baking soda in. If I can find it. Okay. I'm not going to grab the ones out of the refrigerator because that's no good. Oh, here it is. Okay, 1 teaspoon. With the there. All righty. All right. I'm going to grab out. Let's see if I can find another cake. All right. Although this is a form of a bundt cake, let's try that. And I'll wash this later. Okay. And then I'll take out the rest of the pans that are down here and turn it on 350 and see how it's going to turn out. And then next weekend I'll let you know. But on one of the, I think it was VidIQ, they said mistakes would make views. So let's see how this is gonna go. All right. So, oh, I gotta grease it up. All right, that should be it. Excuse me. All righty. Take it, wipe it all around. Because it's definitely not great. So, now put it in the likes below. If you want me to make my mess ups into a video, go to the link down below and tell me. Because I would say, hey, why not? So, okay. I think I might turn this into a chocolate cake. All right. Yeah, someone from there say if there are mistakes made and there's blunders and it turns out to be funny, that would be of you. So let me know in the comments below. All right. All right. Okay. This would be, this is 1/2, so we'll put 1/2. Of course, I'm turning it into a mess. Okay. Here's the 1/2. Hopefully it won't turn into bread. Okay, this is the Hershey dark chocolate. Doesn't have dairy. It doesn't say it anywhere, so. Okay. All right. So. All right, yeah, we're turning it into chocolate cake. All righty. I'm not going to put any more cocoa in there. I know I said this before with the oil, but all right. And then next week, I am going to tell you how it turned out. And next week, I'll redo the crepes only. This time, I'm going to use 1 cup of sugar, possibly maybe 1/3 of the sugar. Okay. And if it doesn't have any taste in this, nothing I can do about it because I don't want too much sugar. First of all, it's not good for another person. Second of all, oh wow, this looks pretty. Okay. Alrighty. All right, now we're gonna pour it in and see how it goes. Oh, we're gonna turn the oven on 350. All right, preheat. We're gonna stir that until stir it and see how it turns out. But if I make a mistake and it's a comedy, let's see how it's gonna turn out. Okay. Since it's enriched with unbleached flour, I decided to turn it into chocolate cake. And what do you know? It's chocolate cake. And it looks like chocolate cake. Maybe I'll take this and turn it into chocolate cake. Alrighty. Oh, it is pretty. How is it going to turn out? Now, guess what? Jenna and Sam are frugal. I'm not frugal. So I do cook that only to actually survive life. So if you don't eat, then that's it. You'd be a dead, starving person. So, and you who doesn't have any kind of energy whatsoever. All right. And let's see what else is. Oh, wow. This is definitely a chocolate cake. Hopefully it won't run over. Oh, and I know I must have told a story before. When I was a little girl and my brother was a kid as well, we never even licked a bowl because my mother was good at scraping it clean. There wouldn't even be an ounce left for us to lick because there's nothing in there to lick. So we never even had a chance to lick the bowl. So, okay. Oh, wow. It looks like it's actually a chocolate cake. Of course, it might go over a bit. Is it going to go over when it's baked? I don't know. I'll let you know next week or not. But, oh, geez. It actually does look like chocolate cake. Hopefully it won't run over. Yeah, it's like halfway up the pan. All right. Okay, there we go. Hopefully it won't go over. How does it taste? Let me see. Actually, it's not bad. I'm telling the truth. It's not bad. Now, am I going to lick the bowl? No. I just want to tell you how it's going to turn out. All righty. It has like a chocolatey rich taste. So if it's messed up, try it the way I did, because it does officially look like chocolate cake. So I think I'll do that in the future. Make a mistake, turn it into something else. Let's try that. So, okay. And now we're going to put this aside. And we're going to... Am I going to toss this? Yes. But let's see if my scorn turned out right. If it did, well, there's another blunder. So... So, here's the scorn. Might not have turned out as well, but what can you do? All right, let's see here. Take that pan and we're going to grease it. Because if we don't grease it, it's going to turn into something else. So, it's going to stick and never come off. So, we're going to put... All right, but next week, I'll show you what it's going to look like. But my muffins turned out great. Is this going to turn out great? I don't know. Because with my blueberry muffins, I put in maple syrup instead of sugar. All right. So it didn't work out. It wasn't too sugary at all. All right. And I showed you what it looked like. And it was brown because I did not use bleach. But if you use white flour with the bleach, then you got yourself white. Yeah. Okay. All right. So now we're going to cut them up into fours. And it turned out pretty good. All right. I'm going to put this in there. Okay. Yep, I'm one messy cook. Cut it into halves like this. Would it work out? Let's see. A little humbly. Is it called a swan? Let's see. All righty. I didn't keep it frozen because I wanted it ably to cut through that. It's not that bad, so I'll just put it in like this. Am I going to need the other pan? Probably not. Okay. It's a little gooey, but maybe it'll work. But you do this, you're taking your chances of making a mistake. So I'm not going to cry about it. I took a chance. But if you want to turn this into a brutal wheel, let me know at the comments below. Okay. Am I getting any kind of funding for this show? I am trying. If not, then I am trying to find a job, but unfortunately, I can't get into my other laptop, and unfortunately, it's in my other laptop. If I knew that was going to happen, I would have left it in my other, some of them in this laptop. All right. It doesn't look bad. It's a little gooey, but all right. So I'm going to take this and put it on the side. All righty. Oh, I'm going to stick scorns in there too. All right. It's a little gooey, but all right. But Pharaoh Cheryl, she's partly English, so she's going to look at it and say, that's a scar. All right. Okay, and there it is, the chocolate cake. Hopefully it won't run over the edge. Oh, darn it. Ugh. You know what? I'm going to cut off because my batteries ran out and it's a little dark. It did run over 2 hours, so I am through for now. And I'm going to stick my stuff in the oven. So it did run over 2 hours and I don't want to bore any of you. So hit the like, press subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow.